Hi, welcome to this channel. My name's Carrie, and I'm doing a series on mindfulness, the fundamentals. What do we need in order to help ourselves practice mindful meditation in a way that really gets us to a point where we are accepting and acknowledging everything in the present moment? Now, I spoke last time about the awareness of beginner's mind. And that is that sense of seeing everything afresh without assumptions or judgments. And today, what I'm looking at is acceptance, and in particular, acceptance in mindful meditation and that attitudinal approach that we have called acceptance. Now, what is acceptance? If you think about it, acceptance has many meanings, and it's useful to really acknowledge what we mean when we are saying acceptance. And in my mind, it's about just having that ability to experience things just as they are without an overlay of thoughts and judgments about that experience that you're having. So, acceptance is that ability to see it exactly as it is, not with the filter that we usually have, not trying to fix it, not trying to make it different, not trying to change ourselves or the situation. So, there's a less likelihood of resistance. So, we are just acknowledging and acceptance then in that. Meaning is this is how it is right now in this moment. I see it for what it is. So it's not agreeing with everything and it's not trying to suppress how you feel. So acceptance isn't giving up or giving in. It's not saying it's always going to be like this. It's just in this moment, I acknowledge and accept it as it is. And not trying to say I wish I didn't feel like this or I'm supposed to have these thoughts or feelings. I'm not resigning because often people think acceptance means resigning or condoning something. But in this meaning, what we are saying is we are letting go of the judgments that we usually hold and having clear sight. Okay, I acknowledge this. I'm not trying to overanalyze it. I'm not trying to make assumptions about how this will now be in the future or why has this come to be now from the past. We're trying to let go of all of that and just be present. So that resistance to just experiencing as it is can feel like we're doing the right thing, but it's not helpful in mindful meditation. Okay, so how do we let go of the struggle? Because the struggle is not accepting. The struggle is having this overlay of judgment or thoughts or assumptions about something. So, how do we let go of the struggle? And it's not by trying harder, and this is something I've learnt. Having a concept or expectation. So then we're trying harder, we're trying to be calm or be relaxed, and we're striving to that, right? If I just practice a little bit more, then I will become relaxed. And it might be the outcome of our practice, but it's not necessarily so. If we are feeling agitated, we might still feel agitated. We're not getting to a calm place. That's not the purpose. The purpose is the practice of being with whatever is and accepting it for what it is and allowing that. So letting the process is the struggle is what actually is part of the problem. That wish for something to be different in this present moment. I don't want it to be as it is. And that struggle is the bit we need to let go of. So when something uncomfortable, we notice something uncomfortable, either thoughts or feelings, we're wanting to resist it. We're wanting to push it away. So when we notice that resistance, when we're in the practice of our meditation, it's allowing, I see this agitation, or I see this thought, I see this feeling, and I'm letting go of the judgments. There's no, therefore, expectation about it. So it's awareness of, I usually hold an expectation. So instead, it's naming it. So noticing what's coming up, naming what's there right now, and not trying to push it away, rushing to get rid of it, not having any ideas about it, that it should or shouldn't be there. You're just giving space to it. So it's just allowing it in its moment. And it's being anchored in what I'd like us to think about is anchored in the breath today. So when we're practicing this, I'm doing a 5 minute meditation at the end. The practice is coming back to the breath. So really accepting what is, coming back to the breath. So no judgment about what's here right now, but coming back. Why does this matter? So I'm learning the fundamentals of mindful meditation. And why is this important? Well, when we resist and when we are struggling with either thoughts or feelings, then when we're pushing them away, we're actually, that resistance, that struggle intensifies often the thoughts we have because we can't seem to push them away. This because the present is the present. We're in it. And denying it, trying to resist it, makes that a struggle against what's present. And we get ourselves caught in that struggle, and that makes it much, much harder just to experience life as it is. So, that important element of seeing I'm in resistance, that I'm struggling to accept this right now, and there's some thoughts or common behavioral things that I'm doing that are making this harder for me right now. So when we accept, we're allowing what is to be present, and the struggle then loses its grip, and then we find a flow. There's a flow. There's a space, and it's coming to that point. And that space might mean the space to allow the agitation. So we're not saying the space that things will then be calm. It's allowing that space to see it as it is. So it doesn't escalate, it is just as it is. So that's a point I think I find really helpful when I'm talking to people, when I'm in sessions with people. It's this ability to see the struggle, the resistance. So, what does it look like in practice? So, when we're doing our practice in a minute, the thoughts come in, they bubble up, almost like different sounds you hear, like traffic or birds or people in another room. The thoughts in our head are again like another bubble of sound, but it's our internal voice. So, it's noticing it in that way. The thoughts coming in, I'm noticing that thinking and gently returning to the breath. So, without saying something about the thinking, wanting to know why I'm thinking like that, or I shouldn't be thinking like that, because all that's the resistance or the distraction. And instead, I'm noticing I'm having a thought. I'm noticing thoughts there, and coming back to the breath. Again, with sensations, feelings of anxiety. So if you're noticing your heart fluttering, you're noticing an agitation. I'm noticing anxiety here. Here it is. So there's almost like an acceptance and a welcoming, a space for that feeling without judgment again, without condoning or wishing or hoping, without judging yourself. I'm always anxious. This never goes away. But instead, I'm just noticing the anxiety here and coming back to the breath. And a restlessness or anything in the body that really feels like I've got an itch. I can't seem to get rid of it. And it's really annoying. So I'm noticing that itch and again back to the breath. And you keep going out and in, out and in. But that's the practice. You're strengthening your ability to come back to that present moment, that anchoring moment of the breath. Okay, how does that sound? Any comments about this? Feel free. Um, just to share. So for me, this is part of what I really found difficult to begin with was I was expecting myself to get to a place of calm. I wanted that calmness. I wanted that calmness of mind, that calmness of body. But the awareness of the struggle felt like I was never going to get there. It was almost like I was pushing myself there. And I really must calm my mind. I really must keep focused. So the more I kept telling myself what I should be doing, the further it felt like I was going away. So if you have that experience too, trying this. So it's counterintuitive, but it's about just bringing space to that, noticing where you're at, noticing this is what's happening right now in this present moment. I accept this. This is how it is. No more, no less. And keep coming back to that, trying that approach and seeing what happens. All right. And if you found this helpful today, I'd love to hear your comments. Press subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back for more mindfulness contemplations and also mindful practice. So, what we're going to do now is the 5 minute mindful meditation practice on the focus of acceptance. And so if you have that moment, you can either pause this and then when you're ready, find that comfortable space and then you can press play again or in your own time. What I'm going to do now is just share the screen so that I'm not so big and there's a picture there for you to look at, which might be helpful. So get yourself into a position where clothing's loose, you're feeling comfortable in yourself. Get your feet grounded on into the floor. Find the posture where your spine is upright, but not stiff and not too slumped. Just find that natural poise for yourself. And in fact, you can close your eyes if that feels good for you. If not, just looking softly at space and listening to what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to begin now. So I'd like you to take a slow breath in, just noticing that air going into your lungs, breathing in, allowing that space to fill in your lungs, and taking that breath out again. And then one more time, breathing in, noticing that breath going in, really having that awareness on your breath. And then taking that breath out again. And allowing your body to settle. So you're in your body, awareness of your body from your toes through your ankles, knees, seat, spine, your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your head. Bringing your attention to your whole body, allowing your body just to find its natural position, and allowing your breath just to have a natural rhythm of breathing, allowing each breath in and out without force. And I want you to bring your attention to your breath, noticing your breathing just as it is. You're not controlling your breath, not forcing it in any way, just allowing your breath in, your breath out, noticing the air going in, the air going out, just observing. And as you're here, bringing your awareness to your breath, you might notice some thoughts arising, noticing those thoughts and accepting. Here's a thought. You might notice feelings in your body, some sensations, maybe warmth, cold, tingling sensation. You might notice a restlessness. And instead of pushing anything away, see if you can gently say, "This is here." There's tension anywhere in your body. Tension is here. If there's busyness in your mind, your thoughts keep moving you away from this present moment. Thinking is here. And if there's discomfort anywhere in your body right now, you don't need to push it away. Instead, allowing and accepting discomfort is here. Allowing it, accepting it just as it is. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. Accepting. This is what is here right now, in this moment. And notice if there's any urge to resist, to move away from what you're experiencing in this moment, to distract yourself. If your thoughts take you away again, when you are aware of it, just acknowledge, accept. The thoughts are here. The resistance is here. And let that be here too. I'm noticing. I'm accepting. When you notice, as you might, the thoughts coming up, accepting, here are the thoughts, and bringing your attention back to your breath. This breath, and now this breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. A steady anchor in the middle of whatever is present. This breath, and now this breath. Accepting what is here right now. You're not trying to feel a certain way. You're simply learning to be here. You're learning to accept what is here right now. And as you notice, there's awareness you're still here. As you sit in this space, accepting what is here in this moment. Awareness of your breath. Awareness of the present moment. As we come to the end of this mindful meditation, acknowledging your willingness to be present and to keep coming back to that present moment when you allow yourself the freedom from judgment, accepting that you may resist and still coming back. And when you're ready now, bringing your awareness back into the room, maybe the sounds around you, placing your attention on your hands and your feet. And if your eyes are closed, you can gently open them again. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being present. And I really value you joining today and any comments you wish to have. I'd love to hear them. I'll be back soon with more insights into the foundations of mindfulness, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.